Maybe I'm crazy, but the president versus LaVar Ball is the beef we deserve.
Ballin'.
Jim Jones reference. Yeah.
That was a good.
It was a song.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm not.
Welcome to the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. That's Brandon Newman. I don't have an explanation for him, but welcome to the show. There's a lot going on today, as usual. Trump versus LaVar Ball. It's content heaven. We have to protect Marshawn Lynch at all costs.
All costs.
It's very important. Baker's still going to win the Heisman, so everyone needs to relax. We'll get to that. Loyalty doesn't exist in sports. Kristen Cavallari needs to take her $10 million. And my losers this week are the Cowboys, the Bills, and that god-awful Oregon turnover chain.
Yes.
I got something for you guys coming up. All right, well, let's start with Trump and LaVar. So as I mentioned, this is the beef we deserve. This is the most 2017 thing that's happened in 2017. I feel like we've been on a collision course, really, the whole world, towards LaVar Ball and Donald Trump having beef. I mean, really, when you just look at the spectrum of everything that's happened this year, this was inevitable, right? I can't believe someone didn't call this. I'm sure someone did. It makes perfect sense that this would happen. Right. So everyone knows what happened with LiAngelo and the UCLA players in China. And LaVar Ball pulled the ultimate diss move. It's one of my favorites. It is a good one. When asked about Trump, he said, "Who?"
Oh, man.
Which you can't come back from that. It's just...
Yeah, that's LeBron level petty.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it. It was delicious. And then, of course, Trump responded because why would he not respond? He tweeted that he should have left them in jail. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. The tweets are very easy to find. He also said shoplifting is a very big deal in China. It's a pretty big deal everywhere.
Right.
But they should be in jail for 5 to 10 years, but not to Father LaVar. Father LaVar. It's everything is just worded so perfectly.
Saint LaVar.
Should have gotten his son out during my next trip to China instead. China told them why they were released. Very ungrateful. So, okay, look, I'm not going to try and break down what goes on in our president's head. But let's just get one thing straight. LaVar is wrong, right? Like,
yes.
The reality is his son could be in a Chinese prison right now. And Trump played some part in getting them out.
Sure did.
All right. So a simple thank you, I think, is in order. All right. Like, if you get me out of 5 to 10 years in a foreign prison, I'm going to tell you thank you. Like, even if you're a terrible person that, I hate, you did me one good solid that I think just bare minimum requires a thank you, which I don't think didn't happen. I'm sure they did thank him.
No, yeah.
But it's Trump and LaVar. So these semantics don't matter. These details are unimportant. So he's wrong. But Trump doesn't understand, what doing something out of service is. Like, you got 3 American college kids out of a foreign prison. It's kind of your job. It's like one of the things you signed up for.
Right.
It's like taking care of Americans abroad. That's a thing.
You don't get a pat on the back for that.
Right. Nor do you need one. You need one from them, from the people that you helped. But the rest of us do not need to bow down and thank you for your gracious service to our country. Like, that's literally what you're supposed to do. Jamil Smith tweeted this, and I think this summed it up perfectly. This is the president tweeting that he should have left 3 collegiate athletes in a Chinese jail because one of their fathers displayed insufficient fealty to him. Focus on that and not him picking a fight. Focus on the behavior that is unacceptable. I agree with everything except for the last word, because these days everything is acceptable. I think we've reached that official point. Being is that we were talking about Trump and LaVar. It's just content heaven. It really is. And I don't know who's off limits to Trump. Is it Beyonce?
No, the Beehive is coming for Trump one of these days because he's coming for Beyonce.
Honestly, I've been saying this for a while.
What?
Like, I just really want him to come for Beyonce because really, that Beyonce might save us. If he comes for Beyonce, it's a wrap.
If we can get people to mobilize behind anybody that Trump's coming for, it's Beyonce. And I just think Trump is coming for the blackest name he can find.
So Trump he has come for everyone,
right?
But Beyonce. So I'm encouraging Beyonce to call out Trump so that happens. Beyonce, you could save the world. Like, legit, you could save the world.
She could do it on her Instagram feed.
Don't get.
I'm saying, like, she can.
Don't take slights at Beyonce's Instagram on my time.
Just
all right,
in the copy.
We've been over this. It's unavailable. Anyway, moving right along. He's now coming from Marshawn Lynch. So in my mind, I'm thinking over this, who's who's the one person that Trump could come for that would just, it's just a number one name? LaVar. Like, he's not going to back down from Trump ever. This could go on forever. This could go on for the rest of our lives. This beef.
Very well.
It's 100% on the board that it goes on for the rest of our lives. Who's the other person? Is there another human being that Trump could come for that is popcorn city? Like, just sit back and let's just see what happens. Marshawn Lynch. It's perfect. I could like it's really I'm like there can't be another person. There just can't. There's no one available. Nope, there is. It's Marshawn Lynch. And Marshawn is to be protected at all costs. And that's why this matters. So Marshawn was playing against the Patriots in Mexico. He sat for the national anthem, our national anthem, which he always does.
Yes.
But he stood for the Mexican anthem. So Trump tweeted, Marshawn Lynch of the NFL's Oakland Raiders. This is how I know he doesn't know anything about what's going on. I don't know who does he play for? Marshawn Lynch. Does he play for a team in the NFL? Marshawn Lynch of the NFL's Oakland Raiders, for all of Trump supporters who don't know who Marshawn Lynch is, stands for the Mexican anthem and sits down to booze for our national anthem.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Great disrespect. Next time the NFL should suspend him for the remainder of the season, attendance and ratings way down. Okay. So
eloquent.
It's not the word I would use to describe it. So the first thing that I always think of when he does this is, one, okay, you truly don't understand what the Constitution is. Do you think he's ever even, like, has anyone sat him down like, hey, just so you know, you can't do whatever you want. That's not how this works. I know everyone's confused about this, but I've said this before. When he tweets that a private company should fire or punish one of their employees because of their peaceful political protests, he's, in those words, preventing that company from doing that, because the First Amendment is to protect us from government involvement with free speech.
And there
I don't
it
know,
is.
man. I don't work in politics and news and stuff, but like, it seems pretty simple to me that that's exactly how it works. So you're preventing that from happening, all right, by doing that. And also, he still doesn't understand what the protests are about. Why would Marshawn Lynch have a problem with the Mexican government?
He ain't there.
He's not.
He ain't worried about Mexico.
All right, so Marshawn's to be protected at all costs. Trump still doesn't get it, and LaVar and Trump will likely go on for the rest of our lives. Moving right along, Kevin Durant did an interview with Rick Puker, talking about loyalty. He's talking about OKC, talking about how he's been treated by the fans, talking about, the love he still has for his teammates there. And he basically summed it up by saying, ain't no such thing as loyalty in sports. And he's right. He is right. Now, there's some things in this article that stuck out to me that I definitely don't agree with. Like, for example, him saying that he was always a champion. It's not how it works.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes.
What are you a champion at?
He's champion at doing this.
Champion at life?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's made to the NBA.
Okay.
Wanda's a champion. He's a champion.
No. You're a champion when you win a championship. That's how it works. That's what we do. All right? To quote the great Uncle Shannon Sharpe, I've got a restaurant. It's got a very short menu. Wins, losses, water. What will you be having? That's it. It's real cute that you're like playing sports for fun and stuff, but that's not what you do. You play for a living and you're playing for a championship. I don't want to hear that. That's not elite.
The heart of the champion?
I don't want to hear that. That's a side note. But the bigger point that he is making is that there's no loyalty in sports, and I totally, completely agree. And I've been saying this forever, and it's a real downer, and it is very inside baseball, and it sucks. But this is the reality. Loyalty is an illusion. It's an idea that organizations pitch to fans to create a base and an environment. That's all it is. Because when you really get down to it, when you really think about it, sports is just a business. We're covering another business. That's what we do all day. We watch another business, and when we talk about it, that's what it is. But that's not fun if you're a fan. That's boring. Nobody wants to think of it that way. I've always explained this to people when they get mad about people leaving for another team. Like when Jason left for the Jets, it's because he didn't have any offers with the Dolphins. He wanted to retire in Miami. He was heartbroken, but he didn't have a choice. He still needed to do what he does for a living, and someone else was offering him a contract. So if you're an electrician and you have a contract with a company, and then that company says, no, thank you, we no longer like your services, do you then retire?
No.
You done being an electrician? No. You're going to go to another company. You're going to work for them. So that's not a fun analogy. That's boring. Who wants to think of sports that way? That's awful. That's not fun.
That's it,
but the difference is Frank the electrician doesn't have 100,000 people showing up with Frank the electrician jerseys on, cheering him on when he fixes the wiring.
That'd be dope, though.
It would be interesting.
That'd be pretty cool.
It would be a lot of pressure on Frank. I wonder if he would get
I'd
it right.
get one of them jerseys or
Look,
T-shirts.
It's. I mean, you can apply it to any profession.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like, that is how it actually works. But when we think of it like that, it's boring and pointless. So what do we need? We need storylines. We need an illusion that we are all fighting on the same team towards victory. That's not what it is. Yeah. So he really did put it in perspective for that, and he talked about a lot of things. It was interesting, and this is why people get mad at me about LeBron. Like, I'm not loyal to LeBron. I'm loyal to the Heat. He left us. He's not my dude anymore. I can still watch him and appreciate how great he is and enjoy what he does, but I don't have to root for him. That's nonsense.
But you had mixed feelings about him before because of Cleveland, right?
No. As soon as he left Cleveland, I was cool with it. It's fine. I was good. I was good to go. I'm all right.
But when he was playing for Cleveland as a high schooler.
No. I mean, he's LeBron. Like, I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
I'm still interested in everything LeBron does. He's the greatest basketball player playing right now.
King of content.
Yeah, he is the king of content.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so good.
So
we don't deserve LeBron. And finally, Baker Mayfield. Oh, Baker, my Baker. So if you didn't see Baker, he was running up and down the sidelines. Well, I really should start with the fact that Kansas set themselves up for failure from the very beginning.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, what are you doing?
Shake the man's hand.
You've doomed yourselves. Shake his hand. You got to do it.
What y'all doing? Hands behind your back.
Kansas.
It's extra. To Baker, they wanted this.
Listen, very rarely do I laugh out loud at something, and that was a chuckle. All right, I enjoyed that. I could just imagine, like, I'm seeing Baker clapping. I'm just imagining him, like, just the fire burning. Anyway, so he had to put it on Kansas, which they did, 41-3. He finished with 257 yards and 3 touchdowns, but not before he decided to run up and down the sidelines, grabbing his man region and saying "bleep you" multiple times.
Yes.
So he's been punished. He will not start in his final home game at Oklahoma, and he will not be a captain, which essentially means he's going to sit out maybe a series, maybe, and then they'll put him in.
Right.
So it's not really a punishment. It's just kind of like that's his last home game, so it's a thing.
Nostalgia purposes later on.
Right. So the discussion about Baker winning the Heisman's always been a thing because of his Bakerness. Mm-hmm. But I'm here to tell you that it is not going to affect his Heisman status at all. It doesn't apply. It's not going to change it. Look, the thing about Baker that makes him amazing is his swag and his defiance, right? That's what makes him the ultimate college football player. He's perfect. He puts it on you. He doesn't care. He's a no bleeps given attitude.
Passion for the game.
But that does not translate to the NFL at quarterback. At any other position, it doesn't matter. If you're a running back and you act like that, defensive end, wide receiver, it's almost encouraged, right?
Yeah.
But as a quarterback, it's not going to work. So enjoy your time. Be you. Do you for as long as you can, because once you get to the NFL, it's over.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that his passion for the game is going to make him a bad NFL quarterback?
Okay, come on with the passion stuff, all right? Like, yes, he's passionate about the game, but he fundamentally doesn't get it. Like, how many times has Baker done Baker-like things? He doesn't get it.
He does get it. He's doing it on purpose. This is all a part of the plan.
Those are the same things. When it comes to the NFL, that doesn't matter. Like, what does everyone compare him to? Johnny Manziel, right?
Yeah.
How'd that work out? Now, I realize Johnny had some other extracurricular issues.
Yes.
But you don't get forgiveness when you're defiant like that and you're bad. And we don't know what Baker's going to be.
Baker isn't going to be that guy in the NFL. He's going to be a quarterback. He's playing right now with his brothers that he met when he was 18 years old. Everyone moved out of their parents' basements, got to Oklahoma. They're winning games together. He's the leader of this team. He's not going to play like that in the NFL.
Sure.
It's a business.
It's not going to affect his Heisman stock, though. Jameis Winston, Johnny Manziel, Cam Newton, all of your off-the-field issues and stuff don't apply when it comes to Heisman voting, which is good because they're not giving it to anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, was it Bryce Love?
Bryce Love.
Stanford, he can go run, he can run 100 yards, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns against
300 touchdowns. I think I got to give it to him. He gets 300 touchdowns
against Notre Dame. Against Notre Dame, and he's still not winning the Heisman.
300 touchdowns, he's going to do it.
That's fair.
All right, in or out?
In or out? I'm in or out. Meow.
We're still meowing?
I don't know what the thing is at the end of.
All right, what am I in or out on?
Okay. On the Sundays, the Saints almost lost to First Cousins and the Redskins. My guy Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles destroyed Skip's Cowboys last night.
They did.
Joy, are you still in on Drew Brees and the Saints making it to the Super Bowl?
I am. I'm in on the old man Super Bowl all the way. My faith is unwavered.
It makes no sense.
What do you mean it makes no sense? What do you mean?
The Saints almost lost to the Redskins.
I have a very short menu, okay? It's wins, losses, water. This isn't college football. You win or you lose. Like, what I would say is not that they almost lost. It's that the Redskins choked.
Okay, well, the Eagles are doing the other thing. They're only winning.
They are only winning if we're going to do the thing where we care about that.
Yes.
But in the end, I'm not discounting the Eagles. They're playing great. They are not to be denied, all right? Although we'll get to the Cowboys later. I wouldn't necessarily consider that a good win right now.
Yeah, okay.
It's in the NFC East. You never know about those division games. You never know. You never know about those rivalry games. It can go either way. Anyway, experience trumps new wave talent in big games, and that's what I'm sticking with. So.
We'll see.
I believe we will.
In the Super Bowl.
It is apparent that we will see.
We will have to see.
I mean, the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl, but why do you like that? Why is that a thing? Where you're like, every time I say that, you're like, I don't know.
No, I don't want it. You
just don't want it?
I don't. Let's actually a good segue. Thank you for that.
Okay.
After Tom Brady and the Patriots embarrassed the Oakland Raiders, former Patriots offensive coordinator Charlie Weiss said,
"Love him." He
texted Brady during the game and said, "You're getting boring to watch." I kind of agree with my former coach. Joy, are you in or out on Brady being boring?
Kudos to that little name drop there.
What? He just got me to Notre Dame.
It's fine.
You know, it's offensive coordinator.
It's fine. Am I in on him being in or out on him being boring?
Yes, Brady being boring.
No, I'm out on him being boring. I think greatness can, if you are that great, it can sometimes become just what's expected. So I think he's playing to the level that Tom Brady plays at. Here's how I look at Tom Brady. I hated Tom Brady forever, right? Because he crushed the Dolphins, and the Patriots have been good for forever. And that sucks. If you're in the AFC East, it's a bummer.
Yeah.
You play against Tom Brady. So I've now transitioned for two reasons. One, because after Deflategate, I was just like, whatever. Like I'm in on Tom Brady. Like,
oh yeah, because
No, listen, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
He's always tries.
That's my life motto.
Tom Brady's always trying, 24 hours a day.
He is.
Yeah,
and also some other things. Like maybe deflating footballs and cheating, which is fine.
But that's him trying.
I'm on board with it. To be clear, no diss. Like on board with it
for sure.
But he also wrote a very niise letter for my brother to get him into the Hall of Fame. So
no way. That is so.
So selfishly in on Tom Brady. But on another level though, I'm looking at Tom Brady now the way that I would appreciate Michael Jordan at the end of his career. The way I'm going to appreciate LeBron at the end of his career. I'm going to suspend my pettiness and just enjoy watching the greatest of all time. There's not LeBron. That was Michael Jordan, just to be clear. Make sure that's on the record. I was not referring to him that way. Very great. One of the greatest of all times was LeBron. Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. I just want to appreciate watching him play in the twilight of his career.
Even when it's boring.
Even when he's playing at the highest level he's ever played at. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in on it.
I'm kind of with you, to be honest with you.
You have to appreciate it while you have it.
Yeah, you have to have it. You have to appreciate it.
Appreciate things while you have them, you know?
Exactly. Maybe our crazy way. The maybe I'm crazy way. Okay, moving on. Friday night, Lonzo Ball was scrutinized for saying or "naw" during a fight between the Suns' Tyler Ulis. So much or "naw." He's just out. And Lakers' Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. What a name that is. Joy, are you in or out on Lonzo skipping the scuffle? Are you sipping tea right now?
Okay, listen. I'm very out on him skipping the scuffle. We went over this last week.
Right.
They ain't gonna do nothing. No. Like he said, ain't nobody about to fight. They're gonna forehead fight for a couple seconds. They're gonna yell some things, and they're gonna go about their way. And to be clear, I understand that there were monster, vicious fights in the NBA at one time, but we live in a new age, and they don't do that anymore.
It's a new day.
Okay, it's forehead fights all day. It's just like this. It's a lot of yelling. It's a lot of this. It's a lot of this going on, and then they back up, and it's fine. So they're not actually gonna fight. But here's the problem. You gotta look like you're gonna fight. Even if you're not about that life, you gotta pretend like you're about that life.
Just a little bit.
You have to.
He was so dismissive of the whole situation.
He was not interested in it at all. You have to at least watch. You have to be within the vicinity so that when everything has settled and we're back discussing it, you had some level of contribution to it. You can say like what you were about to do.
You're on tape.
Everybody knows you weren't about to do anything because you were walking in the other direction.
Literally walking off stage, people from the bench running on stage. It was the worst look possible.
Listen, I've been in a lot of sports fights, all right? I've been in bench clearing brawls, all right? It's not available.
What happened in this bench clearing brawl?
I mean, you fight, you know? You grab them by their jersey, you throw them down, you know? You jump on top of them.
Are
and
the
then
coaches
the refs
fighting each other?
No.
That's too bad.
No. Who cares about a coach fight?
That'd be kind of cool to see.
Between who? Like
Luke
Pop
Walton
and
and
Kerr?
anybody.
Okay, fine. But like, no one cares about two high school coaches fighting. That's just embarrassing. You have to pretend like you're going to fight. If I go out with you and something pops off and I see that you're over there in the corner, this is the last time we're hanging out. I can't be out with people who aren't ready when it pops off.
Yeah, no, he lost credibility with his friend. Luke Walton said a teammate mentioned it to him.
Yeah, you have
and brought it up, which is good. But like,
he's a rookie. He's going to learn.
No, he just doesn't care. Lonzo does not care. Lonzo is so out on the BS, and I love it.
He is out in the BS, and I told you I understand him, and I fully get why he did it. The problem is it's all about optics. Even if you weren't going to do anything, you've got to look like you were maybe at least about to do something.
The two jerseys got to be over there somewhere.
Don't come around here with that nonsense. You better be ready to go. That is not happening. All right,
God.
next.
Moving on, sticking with UCLA, you went to the USC-UCLA game.
I did. I went there.
Saw USC get their 10th win of the season. Or USC, I'm sorry, get their 10th win of the season. I saw because I'm following your friends in a weird way on Instagram. Joy, are you in or out on going to the game?
So I got free tickets, so thank you for that.
Okay, nice.
So I have to be in on that.
Right.
But
shouts out the plug.
Shout out the plug, yes. But yeah. So I'm kind of at the point in my life where if I'm going to go to a sporting event, there has to be alcohol served there. I'm past that point in my life. Like, I'm not a child anymore. I'm not sneaking in liquor into play. I'm a public figure. Okay. I can't be walking through the gates at the game with, like spray bottles of liquor.
Right.
Nor does that even seem like a fun experience. Like, when I'm trying to go get trashed at the game, like spraying vodka in my face, I don't want to do that anyway. That sounds horrible. I want to sit down. I want to watch the game. I want to have a nice cold beer and enjoy the game. But if I can't do that, what am I doing here? We're gonna have milkshakes. Like, I've got, you gotta have the liquor. You gotta have the alcohol at the place. I get it. It's a college campus. Actually, I don't even mean that. I take that back. I don't mean that at all. You can have alcohol at a college game. It's called an identification. You ask for it, and then you look at it, and then you read the date, and you look at the picture, and then you give it back to them, and then you serve them alcohol.
I understand how that works, but you haven't lived if you haven't had a hot chocolate at Notre Dame Stadium in November.
What is hanging off your face?
You
You have a giant hair. Where did that come from?
My dog. Shouts out to Roadblock.
Amazing. I haven't lived if what?
You haven't had a hot chocolate in Notre Dame Stadium in November. It's to die for. Remember when you used to get like sugar rushes as a kid? That's the ultimate high.
Okay.
Whatever.
That's not done. All right. And I'm pretty sure I have lived. Okay. And as exciting as that hot chocolate at the Notre Dame game in November sounds, I've had plenty of hot chocolate at plenty of cold games. It's an overrated experience. You know, it's not overrated. A nice cold beer and some football. And I can't do it. I've got to. You know what? And the thing is, I Googled it before I went. Like, do they serve beer? But it was too late because I already got the tickets. So I went.
Coliseum food's really good. And I'm not supposed to say that.
I love stadium food. Very in on stadium food. Yeah. Very in on stadium food. But this is another reason why Miami is just better.
Okay, I'm moving on.
I mean, they play at Hard Rock Stadium. There's every manner of alcohol available.
I'm out. Okay, moving on.
We'll pretend that those were words.
Yeah, Okay.
I'm
just so upset about you just talking positively about that stadium and what Notre Dame has done there. It's just, that's what came out. I apologize.
They redid the stadium.
It doesn't. Moving on. Let's go. Happier things. It's the holiday season.
It is.
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
Thanks.
That's my Thanksgiving song. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. Christmas is Bobo. Sorry.
No, Christmas is
second.
It's not even.
It's actually third. Halloween is my favorite,
Yes.
and then Thanksgiving's my actual favorite holiday.
What is a favorite? How's the actual
Well,
favorite
because some
over
people
favorite
don't
favorite?
consider Halloween to be a holiday. I do because it's my soul. But
Yes.
Thanksgiving is a holiday recognized by everyone.
Right.
Most people, actually. I was just like,
Some people.
right.
In
But as far as
America,
eating the food with the
not
family
great.
on
Yes.
a specific day, that is what we call Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And
And
I'm
we will give
excited for it.
thanks.
Yes. We
Exactly.
will give thanks for all the things that we have.
So I was saying it was like it's our favorite holiday here.
Yes.
It's my favorite holiday as well. I say you need to dress up for food. I'm dressed nice today because I'm pitching my outfit for Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I mean? Just maybe switch out the khakis
So Thanksgiving
for
is
jeans.
Thursday.
Yeah.
You're wearing this Monday.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I got a washer in my apartment.
Oh, you.
On a flex right now, but wash and dryer any time of the
I
night.
mean, that is elite. You guys don't know what that means. If
Yes.
you live in LA, that is really look at you balling.
I mean, you know.
Where do you live?
Joint income. Joint home income, two of us.
Mm-hmm.
Marina Del Rey.
Fancy.
I mean, it's over with Ice Cube. And,
Can I come
some
over and do
seals.
laundry? I do not have laundry in my apartment.
I have to ask Roblox.
Okay, so you're gonna wash this clothes. I approve
Yes.
the outfit, but I
Okay.
don't. What is it?
So obviously Thanksgiving, big thing. Everyone posting pictures.
Oh,
of
okay,
their food.
right. So before you get to that, I'm not
Yes.
dressing up for Thanksgiving.
You're not dressing up for Thanksgiving.
It's gonna be in my mother's house. Everyone knows what I look like.
But
I'm
you
gonna put.
you have to dress
I'm
up
gonna
for
put
the
some
food.
stretchy pants on. No.
Dress up for the food.
No.
The food deserves respect.
I'm doing. Yeah, I am going to respect it. I'm going to respect by eating all of it. I'm going to wear some athleisure pants, aka tights, and then I'm going to put on like a big oversized sweater, and that's it. And maybe some socks.
You watch Thanksgiving football comfortable?
Yeah, I don't. What, is there another way you're supposed to do that?
Yes, with a tight belt.
I'm not going to someone else's. No, I'm not. If I was going to someone else's home, then I would wear appropriate clothing. But I'm going to be at my mother's with my family. Who am I getting dressed up for? That's not how we roll. We're about that comfortable
Is
life.
that no one's gonna be dressed up?
I mean, they can do whatever they want, but I am going to be comfortable. When I'm spending an entire day at my mother's house with my family, I'm going to be comfortable. Who am I impressing?
Listen, I've enjoyed
You want
this.
to check out my fancy jacket?
Joy, this is the longest read of
Okay,
Maybe
so-
I'm
all right,
Crazy
go on,
history.
go on.
Are you in or out on posting pictures of your Thanksgiving plate?
No, I'm out.
What do you mean?
Who cares about your stupid plate? First of all, look, I'm in on food pictures, all right? Food pictures is how I make most of my dining decisions. So they're very
Ooh,
crucial.
yes,
They're
yes.
very important.
I'm down with that.
I follow hella food bloggers. I love all of your stuff. Keep taking pictures of food.
You're a big fan of Uber Eats?
I'm a big fan of Uber Eats.
Yes. I'm
a big fan of picking my restaurant based off of Instagram. So it works for me. But on Thanksgiving, I don't care about your damn plate. Okay, I don't. It's just a hodgepodge of food. I can't tell what's what. Is that stuffing? Is it macaroni and cheese? I don't know. I don't care. I can't eat it anyway. This is my point. When it comes to food blogging, if you're like, oh, check out this amazing, delicious, cheesy burger thing,
Yeah.
and then they tag the location,
Yeah, you go
I
get
can go
it.
buy that.
Oh,
I can't
okay.
go buy this plate. So what's the point of posting it? Are you like impressing me that you're eating food? I don't.
You can ask like, oh, what's that? Save me a plate. That's how you
No,
say
that's
like.
what you say. Save me a plate.
Yeah, you have to say that to be
Save
like.
me a plate. Okay.
You have to say that to be like, oh, I care. I wish I was with you. I'm thankful for you as a friend in your plates.
I want to be clear. I don't care about your Thanksgiving food. Okay. If I can't go there literally and get a plate, which in most cases I cannot.
Yes.
I'm not interested in what's been cooked. Nothing that you cooked is original. Also,
That's
like
very true,
like
yes.
like stunting with your green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole. I like to use it.
Casserole. Ugh.
Stop. Do you know? I can't go there.
Casserole.
I'll talk to you later about casserole.
Like tuna casserole. People make that.
Not for Thanksgiving.
No, but like people make tuna casserole.
For like bake sales. Because that's how you bake in casserole. You just put it in the oven and
Casseroles
put
are
time
the
out.
worst.
I like to use those pictures to judge if people are using cranberry sauce out of the can or homemade cranberry sauce.
Who eats cranberry sauce? I mean,
Are you kidding me?
cranberry
We have to end
sauce.
this. Stop down. What do you mean?
cranberry sauce?
I can't.
No, this is
How do you eat turkey?
This is more important. What do you mean? How do I eat the turkey?
It's so dry.
Who's cooking your turkey? My turkey's not dry. The turkey that the person who's cooking
It's not
for
chicken.
me.
No matter what, no turkey is ever chicken. That should be gone. We should go on record.
sounds-
No turkey is ever chicken.
Correct. I agree with you. However, if your turkey is dry, you're cooking it wrong. You've got issues. This is the final thing on Thanksgiving.
Okay,
and then we're
what?
moving on because this is important. Are you a food mixer or are you a separatist?
Oh,
This is like very important to me.
my food, once it gets on my plate,
Right.
it might as well be a smoothie.
Okay. Okay.
Just like
perfect. I absolutely agree. In fact, I do a stacking
like a seven layer
right,
salad.
Yeah. So you start with the macaroni and cheese. You start with the mashed potatoes at the bottom, like a nice good layer, right? Because that's kind of it sticks things together, right?
Kind of malleable
right.
At the bottom.
So you stick that at the bottom.
Yeah.
Then you get like a nice like layer of like the mac and cheese, or I like to go corn, heavy corn, you know, and mix that in there, and then you put like the greens on top, the meat. Layer it with the gravy, maybe toss like you know, some other kind of thing, like a little snack, like a deviled egg or something on the side.
Right, yeah, a couple
of those. You can get like a little mashed potatoes in the deviled eggs because whatever, it's all going to the same place anyway. So yeah, that's important. Separate us. I mean, who in here is anyone weird about their food touching? You? Of course you are, Gabe.
I used to be as a kid. My mom I don't do Thanksgiving around my mom because the only thing she says is, "I can't believe you mix your food up." But when I tell you, when you was 5, you would throw the plate away if your food was touching. I was like, "Mom, stop bringing up
she beat that out of you. Good, she's a good woman. she made you a man. That's not the thing. Well, you're not going to eat the mashed potatoes because a little bit of green juice got in it. Come on.
Of course, that's why I'm eating it.
Exactly.
I'm going to mix my food up at Thanksgiving I go to. I'm posting that picture.
No!
Just a mixed up everything.
All right, you know what? If you actually mix it up,
yes.
Like if you take it to another level and put it in a big bowl, then I will be impressed. Other than that, I don't want to see your stupid Thanksgiving plate. All right, moving on.
And I want back.
The Petty Report.
Yes.
Who's getting it this week?
Oh, the Cutlers are getting it this week.
Oh, God, the Cutlers.
All right. So, it isn't a very out on Jay Cutler. I think that I've made that pretty clear.
Yes.
I don't know many people who are in on Jay Cutler other than his wife and Adam Gase, apparently. So, he's being paid $10 million to be very terrible at football. And it's frustrating, okay? But it was frustrating before he ever stepped onto the field because we all know what Jay Cutler is to begin with, right? Like there's no big reveal here that Jay Cutler is not good. If it's a reveal to anyone, it's Adam Gase.
He's a gamble. He's a gamble at best. He's a gamble, Joy. Sometimes you hit 7. Sometimes you hit 11 with.
I don't think you understand how gambling works.
Maybe not.
No. Kirsten, so he sucked, and he threw 3 interceptions with 10:58 left in the second quarter. So it's very early in the game if you don't know football. Maybe Donald Trump, because he doesn't know who Marshawn Lynch, like he definitely Googled what team Marshawn Lynch plays for, right? 100%.
Copied and pasted from Wikipedia.
Exactly. The NFL Oakland Raiders, Marshawn Lynch. Anyway, Kristen Cavallari posted on her Instagram story, and then he was knocked out with a concussion, and then Matt Moore came in, went 17 for 28 with 282 yards and a touchdown. She still lost. Anyway, she goes, "Sometimes I wish I could say what I want about this football bleep and give commentary about what I'm really thinking. Wouldn't that be great?" It's gonna be very hard for me to go against my feminism right now because it's fighting. It's a storm brewing inside me as we speak because it just came to me like this isn't what I prepared, but like I'm having an internal struggle. I'm gonna need a second.
I'm proud of you for addressing that, being open.
You know what? I don't like being a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Nope. I don't like being a hypocrite. I'm sure Kristen has lots of interesting insight on this particular topic.
Go ahead and tap into your inner Kevin Durant.
Here's what no. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do what everyone thinks I'm gonna do and freak out. All right. The bottom line is this: Kristen Cavallari, have one drop of self-awareness. Just a drop. Just a little drop in the ocean of elitism that is this Instagram post.
Yes.
Your husband is being paid $10 million to be terrible at football. Okay. And if you knew a thing or two about football, you'd know he's pretty terrible at football. Okay. And it's fine. All right. I listen. My brother was great. All right. It was fine. He was great. So I'm exempt from this. Okay. Hall of Famer. Yeah. I am not in the same situation as you are, Kristen, because Jason was great.
Right.
And I'm just going to drop that. I don't care about it because he's in the Hall of Fame and I can brag all I want.
Yes.
So Jay Cutler's not going to the Hall of Fame. All right. He's not going to play after this year.
He could go in. Here's other Hall of Fames he can go into.
The Toy Hall of Fame.
Santa Claus, Indiana Hall of Fame.
Fine. Sure.
Vanderbilt.
Whatever. The bottom line is he's been terrible and I don't want to hear about your hot take opinion. When the guy sucks, you just let it go. All right? This is not your time. This is not your bragging time. All right? Don't brag on our time. The Dolphins suck. They're 4-6. We're all miserable. We don't need some extra sauce on top of it about, how you have something you really want to say. Say it. What are you holding back for?
She's got to defend her man.
Okay, defend your man quietly to someone else. I don't want to hear this. First of all, what are you defending? What are you defending? He's
not getting paid to play football terribly. He's getting paid to try to make a team better.
No. Just to be hold on. To be clear, that is literally what he's being paid to do right now. Okay, because he is playing terribly and he's being paid to play play football.
It could turn around at any point in time.
Sure. Yeah. You know what? That's a hot take. I've missed everything about Jay Cutler. He's really a diamond in the rough, and everything's going to turn around for us now. We're going to speak it into existence. Loser power rankings.
Loser power rankings. These are the losers of the week.
The Cowboys. I am prepared. I'm sorry, Ashley. My producer Ashley is a big Cowboys fan.
Gotta have it.
I am now prepared. I wanted to wait. See if these Eagles were for real. It turns out they are.
Them is.
And they demolished the Cowboys 37-9. It's the worst loss in the history of AT&T Stadium.
Ooh.
Third loss of at least 20 points this season, and I am ready. It's RIP Cowboys.
RIP Cowboys.
Yep.
Join the graveyard.
Falcons are in there. The Cardinals are in there. I think it goes without saying the Browns are in there.
Browns own the graveyard.
They actually own the graveyard. Yeah, it's the Cleveland Browns graveyard. That's what we call it. I just came up with that, but that's what it is.
The Cleveland
We've named
Browns
it.
graveyard.
Yeah. No, the Cowboys are in, and it's unfortunate because they were looking like they were going to repeat last season. Obviously, Zeke is out for the next 4 games still. Dak Prescott had, I think, his worst game ever. He had a QBR of 11.5. Nobody really knows how QBR works, but that sounds bad. And
yes. Not good.
No.
Can't be.
No, he was intercepted 3
very
times.
Low.
He had a terrible game, and when Dak Prescott's all you got, you can't have a terrible game. They're still missing Ty Smith. You don't know when he's going to be back, and Sean Lee is gone. So it's unfortunate, but the injury gods have spoken. Listen, they didn't bring Mort his gift. You got to bring Mort the gift.
They didn't learn from us.
You got to give the patron saint of longevity a gift, and they didn't. So unfortunately, the gods have spoken, and they're done. So RIP Cowboys. All right, this is important. My number 2 loser this week. This is important stuff, all right? I have a lot of important stuff to say about this particular topic. All right, so Oregon decided that they're going to do a turnover chain. Listen. All right, like Oregon's one of those schools that, like, because they've got like the Phil Knight Nike thing going on, like, they got some swag. They get the cool uniforms. You know, they've got stuff going on. Exciting offenses sometimes, you know.
Yes.
This is whatever. Stop with the chain stuff, all right? Everyone just stop. The Notre Dame chain, all right? The Oregon chain, it's fart city, dude. Just let it go, all right? And on top of the fact that, like, not only are you not going to come up with a better chain than Miami because it's literally Cuban link, like, created by a jeweler in Miami, all right? On top of the fact that you're not going to do that, why would you want to be compared to that? Do your own thing and stop being so bleeping cheesy all the time. This thing it's like, I can't even call it a knockoff turnover chain. It looks like they went to a mall kiosk and were like, give me the most, like, ridiculous thing that you have, and then shape it. It
looks like a Halloween decoration.
It's horrible. It's so fake. It's a watch you buy at the gas station. All right? I'm just going to say it, right? Like, with the big plastic rhinestones in it. It's like hanging off your wrist because you can't take any links out or it's going to fall apart. That's the equivalent of that turnover chain.
I feel worse for the players out there trying to get money for themselves, trying to go to NFL and want to get turnovers to prove how good they are, and then they have to go over to the sideline and put that damn chain on. It's like, it's embarrassing.
Guess what, guys? First of all, if you're on that team, tell them to lose that, all right?
It's not their fault.
No, it is their fault. You don't have to put it on. And guess
yes, they do.
No, they do not.
Yes, they do. It was some coordinator's idea. It's like, let's do this. And
it was the defensive coordinator's.
We're supposed to have fun with this.
It was the D coordinator's idea in Miami.
Yeah, I know.
Except for his idea was a good idea, and this one is terrible.
I'm saying, I've been around coaches that have bad ideas before and, like, cool ways to feel cool and look cool, and it's just a bad idea, but you got to buy in. It's the team.
No, you don't have to
buy in.
You know what you can say? Hey, coach, you're not cool. This idea sucks, and I'm not going to participate in it because I have some self-respect. This is a teaching moment. That's what it is, all right? That thing is terrible. It's got to go.
It's really bad.
It's awful. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, cheap, terrible chain.
Change the amateurism rule in NCAA so we can stand up against coaches with bad ideas.
Bad ideas. It's a bad idea. All right. My number 1 loser this week, and man, did they earn it, is the Buffalo Bills. All right. They lost to the Chargers 54-24. All right. This poor guy. All right. Nathan Peterman is going to go down in infamy for this. So they benched Tyrod Taylor, inexplicably, really. They just decided Tyrod Taylor's not going to be their starter anymore. And it's obvious that they're not buying into it. And Sean McDermott doesn't like Tyrod for whatever reason. That's fine. But my thing about starting the rookie quarterbacks, I get it. Peterman was taken in the 5th round, right? But if the season's a wash, which obviously you feel like it is because you just yanked your starting quarterback well more than halfway through, why wouldn't you just start Peterman from the beginning of the year and just let him be bad and learn his way? Like you should with all rookie quarterbacks. You don't believe in Tyrod Taylor anyway. So what are you doing? You're like fighting for 8-8?
They're winning games, though, early in the season with
Yeah,
Tyrod.
they were.
Yeah.
And then inexplicably they decided to yank their quarterback. Like, what did you think was going to happen? This poor kid, I don't even blame Peterman.
I know.
He had 5 interceptions.
And it's what he does.
It was a all-time embarrassment. I don't know what McDermott's doing. He still hasn't named a starter for next week. They obviously put Tyrod back in a blowout game, so it didn't matter anyway.
Right.
Seriously, Tyrod could not have hoped for a better situation. If he prayed to God, like, please, like, let this go my way, he couldn't have gotten a better serving of doo-doo stick football than that performance. And it's not Peterman's. I blame Peterman 0%. There's no reason that Tyrod should have been benched after one mediocre game, and expecting Peterman to come in and continue whatever they had going on is insane.
Yeah, Tyrod's blessed. Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed, Tyrod.
I would say this. This is can we transition to Gut Data Facts?
Sure.
Because I saw the game, I was watching, and I was like, this is terrible. I was hoping at one point in time, like, maybe this isn't the worst, like, premiere of or start for a quarterback. But I digress. You talked about QBR earlier.
Right.
I don't know how it works either. I think only Skip does. So, like, there's passes and there's touchdowns and there's, like, you should have thrown it here or not. Right. I don't know what it is. But I argue if Gut Data Fact.
Right.
If my man Nate Pete would have thrown the ball to the ground as many times as he threw it to a receiver, he'd have a higher QBR.
Threw it to a receiver or to the other team.
Yeah, I think he accounted for 80-something plus yards of the Chargers defense. But anyways, I think
he would have had a higher QBR.
A higher QBR, not throwing it to anybody.
I honestly, I don't know how QBR works either, but I think you might be onto something there. I don't want to make it seem like I'm laughing at this poor kid because I'm not laughing at him. It's just funny. Like,
it's pretty funny.
It's just funny. And it's not his fault. It really isn't. It's not your fault, Nate Pete. Don't get down on yourself. All right. Don't
shout out Nate Pete.
Shout out Nate Pete.
Free Nate Pete.
I agree. Free Nate Pete. It's not his fault. And I'm actually happy for Tyrod because I don't know if I buy into Tyrod either, but like there was no reason to bench him, and they were winning. They had a 5-2 start and they were completely in the mix of things, and then you just decide to just destroy it. I would love to get in a room. Maybe someone should talk to Sean. Just check on him. See where his head's at. He seems to be making bad decisions.
Constantly.
Can't stand it. All right, well, number 1 losers, and good gut data fact by you.
Yeah, I fell into it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us this week. Make sure you subscribe and comment and share and join us on social media conversations. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We'll talk to you next week. Make sure you don't tweet me pictures of your food because I don't care.
But comment exactly what you're eating on your plate in the comments, please. Flood Joy Taylor's IG with what you're having for Thanksgiving dinner.
I may start blocking people. You might get sent to the abyss. There's no coming back from the block list.
Oh, is there no coming back from the block list?
I will not be exercising the demons ever. No.
I can imagine you did that this weekend.
It's a cage of hell, that block list.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I did some blocking?
You probably did some blocking this weekend. Deserved blocking, but some blocking.
Listen, sometimes Twitter has hot takes. They don't swing my way, and then you got to get the old B. All right, thanks. We're done, guys. Love you.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wavy, maybe I'm wavy, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. Maybe you're right. Maybe